today the focus is going to be my most popular offering, which is organic social media. So long story short, I am an agency owner. I've been in this business for about 4 years now. And as David said, everything that I'm going to talk about today and everything that I teach in any of my courses or videos or things like that, none of it's theory. None of it's like, I have a good idea and you should take a risk and try this. This is all stuff that I've done. A lot of stuff that I learned from other people that are smarter than me. I took bits and pieces and I put this together, and I realized that there's a lot of money to be had on social media. I was actually doing this kind of stuff back when I was selling cars, and I wasn't good at selling cars, like at all. But I could get people in the door because I had a presence and stuff like that. So been in this business a few years, and I realized that back when I started as an all-state producer, so yes, I've been captive, and for you captive folks, this stuff works for you too. So keep that in mind, because I've been there and I know how restrictive it can be for you sometimes. I hate cold calling. Again, it's a method that can work. Now for B2B, it works really, really well if you're good at it, but there are simply more efficient ways. Cold calling is effective, but it's not necessarily efficient. There is a difference there. So I realized I hated that. Then I'm like, man, I got to get some business to come to me. And so I started learning about, technology in general, but particularly social media and how it connects people and how the algorithms work. And then I started honing in really heavily on Facebook. I'm like, well, everybody's on Facebook. And one of the earliest lessons I learned in sales and marketing was you have to go where the people are. You have to go where your prospects are. Where are they? They're all right here. There are billions of users on Facebook, so I don't care who you are. For the most part, you can't tell me your people aren't on Facebook. There are a couple demographics, or a couple niche markets that it might be hard to reach. But in general, if you're selling general personal lines, P&C, life and health and stuff like that, this stuff works for you. For P&C, I have trackable numbers because that's mainly what I focus on. Life and health is a little bit different. So in any case, long story short, I learned more about it. I started using it back at Allstate. I made a couple more sales a month. And then a couple months later, I was making 4 and 5 more sales per month. And then it was like half of my production. And then I moved to Portland and became an independent producer and started using it there, and my closing ratios were higher because I was independent. I refined my sales process, and then about half my business was coming from social media. Don't be all business. What that means is if you go to my profile right now, you will see way more entertainment than you will business. And we just talked about MLM people a minute ago, and this is where they screw up. On top of the fact that MLMs are poorly structured, even though some of them have good products like Cutco, the salespeople make a lot of mistakes because they're taught horrible marketing methods by their upline. And that is because that's all they talk about. The mistake they're making is all they talk about is their business. All they're doing is saying, oh, come check out my ground floor opportunity, and they use way too many emojis, and all they talk about is that. And so people get annoyed with that because they're on Facebook to be entertained. Now, whether you're on Facebook, now some of you are obviously here to learn stuff, but most people, if you ask them, why are you on Facebook? They're like, well, I like to be connected with friends and family. Well, I follow some really funny meme pages, or I get my news on Facebook, which is a horrible idea, but they're here. All of that falls under the category of entertainment. We're here to get that dopamine release, to get something fun out of it. Why else are you on Facebook? Like, me, I'm here to be entertained and make money because I'm very distractible. I will forget, and sometimes I'll spend 20 minutes scrolling in the morning when I shouldn't, but I do. So if all you talk about is business, then they're going to get tired of it. They're not going to engage with you. Then that person's going to stop seeing your posts altogether. So you got to be entertaining. You got to talk about your family, your kids, and fun things and things like that in order to psychologically get people to not be sick of you. So it's okay to post about your business. And I'm not going to go into post structure and how to be more authentic with your posting and things like that. I'm just going to go over the basic concept here is that just don't be all business. Go through my profile right now. Well, don't leave this video, but maybe open a different tab if you're on desktop, or just do it after the call. Go to my profile. You'll see way more entertainment than you do posts about business. And I get business every single week. Again, 2 weeks ago, I think is what I said. 2 weeks ago, I got somebody that reached out to me for help, and now I got a binder request for their home, and we're closing a $7,600 household. I got 2 leads over the weekend that came from social media. I don't even know if they were referred, but they came through my organic funnel. I got a fresh referral today, and I closed somebody like last week because I don't talk about business all the time. And so my stuff gets seen, but people don't get sick of me talking about it because they look forward to my posts. I find stuff on iFunny, I take off the stupid banner on the bottom and I post it up. I find stuff on Reddit that I think's funny and I post it up. I go through groups like on Facebook and I find stuff and I post it up. Dad joke of the day. That's one of my favorite Facebook pages because I'm big on puns, and I'll download and post that stuff up. So when you do that, people look forward to your posts, and then when you post about business, it's not that annoying to them because it's not all you're talking about. And because if that's all you talk about, you're going to get unfollowed and you're possibly going to lose friends. And that's how you end up sounding like a salesperson instead of a real person, if that makes sense. Not the salespeople aren't real people, but there's a difference in the persona of a salesperson versus just a person. And they'd rather do business with a person that they trust. So you're going to break that trust if all you talk about is business because you're going to annoy them and burn them out.